Now, down below in the description, I always put a link to the things that I talk about. Well, most of the things. If I talk about something in the news, it's going to be down in the description. And this one was pretty scary. I saw it yesterday, and it was a SUV being chased by 20 to 30 bikers. This video was quite long, and it was on the motorcycle's head. One of the guys had a camera on his head, so you could see his viewpoint of what was going on, and not the guy that was in the SUV, which he was in there actually with his wife and his 2-year-old daughter, and that's very important. Now, what I saw, I couldn't even believe, but it gave me a flashback of something that me and Chelsea had went through. But what happened was, the motorcycle looked like it stopped in front of the car, and the car clipped the back wheel. And that's when things started. I mean, when the guy eventually got kind of pinned in, one of the guys got off the bike, came over, opened the door, so you knew that he was going to grab that guy and pull him out of there, and they were going to beat his ass. So he took off. Well, the first time, sorry, that's the second time, okay? So the first time, they just had him pinned in. We don't get to see what actually took place, but come on. I can imagine. You're in there. You have all these bikers around you. You got your wife, you got your kid, and something. You saw the clip of the wheel, so that's what made the first part start. Okay, but it looked like to me the motorcycle slowed down too fast, and the guy hit the back wheel. He didn't hit it very hard. So probably threats were given right at that moment, and the guy took off. And when he did, he ran over some motorcycles. Now this pissed off the motorcycle people. Okay, the bikers, they were pissed off. So they started chasing him. He got pinned in one place where he was going to have to go on a in-rail and in-ramp. And one of the bikers got off, went over, grabbed the door, opened it, and the guy took off, which was a good thing. Except for I'm going like, oh my God, where can you go? Where can you go? Well, he was calling the police, okay, and telling the police about what was going on. They eventually caught him uptown and took their helmets and started bashing in the windows. One of them was trying to bash the back window, but he stopped. But anyway, then we got to find, the video stops. Okay, so logically, you know, the biker's not going to keep videotaping them beating them. That would really not be good for later on, would it? So, of course, it gets turned off, but then we get to find out that they beat him in front of his wife and his 2-year-old child. And I didn't know until I looked at another article that he actually got slashed too. So somebody used a knife and slashed him. But anyway, I also did not know that the must have been the first time he ran over the bikes. He ran over a guy, and that guy could be paralyzed now. It crushed all sorts of things on this guy. Some bones in his vertebrae and stuff like that. Broke both of his legs. And anyway, the parents are very upset because he might not be able to walk again. But I'm sorry, if I was in that situation, I would have done the same thing. And I saw the comments where people were saying that they would shoot the bikers. I don't think that that would help you. You would go to prison for that. Okay? Yes, I can understand the fear. Stand your ground, I don't think would apply to this, you know. What I was thinking as they were chasing him, I would have took my car and hit each motorcycle that tried to pass me. You know, just tap them. Don't hit really hard, but tap them, knock them off their bike. They're on a bicycle. This is all based on balancing. Problem is, I think if that would have ended me in prison. Could you imagine? Probably a couple of them would die from hitting them. But in my mind, I'm thinking that's the only thing I can do because I knew that if they get in front of him, now he's going to have to slow down. If they slow down, he's going to have to slow down. I mean, he doesn't have to. He could run over him like he did earlier, but each time he runs over somebody, he's taking a chance of going to prison for life, you know, for attempted murder or whatever they would call it. I don't know. Some people said he should have maybe just stayed on the highway and didn't go in town. I think that's a good idea. I don't know. No police showed up, that's for sure. But my heart was pounding. I mean, my heart was actually pounding as I'm watching this, going like, oh my God, what would I do in this situation? Well, me and Chelsea was in a situation like that a couple years ago when we first got together and she was pregnant with Carrie, where we went to Topeka at nighttime. This is late at night, and this guy was fucking with us. He would get in front of us, then he would get behind us, And I was speeding up to try to get away from him, but then he would speed up and get in front of us. So eventually, I mean, Chelsea was scared, but I'm going like, what can we do? We got to, I have a bad feeling these people are going to do something. They were throwing things out their windows. Anyway, what happened was I ended up just stopping, and he was far enough ahead of me that he slowed down. He was at a crawl, but so was I. And after doing that for like maybe 3 to 4 minutes, he then took off, and it was done and over with. But the way it was going, oh, we almost hit each other. Actually, on one of the going arounds, we almost hit each other, honestly. I've never had that situation before, and I have no idea what the hell. They were yelling things in the car. Don't have no idea why that got started, except for maybe they were bored or something. But when you have 20 to 30 bikers, that's a lot more worse than one vehicle. But man, what would you have done? If you was in this situation, what would you have done? Would you have actually knocked him over? Would you have just stayed on the highway? Would you have tried to drive into something, like drive into a driveway of some house and run up? I don't know. I was thinking of all sorts of scenarios, but that wouldn't work. There's too many of them. All right. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Watch the video, and you guys have a good one. Take care, and God bless.